Hello my friends, Jacob is here once again. Oh, I'm so glad it's the weekend. I gotta get to work, but I decided that I would come to all of you and I would share all the kooky shows that I wanted to do but I couldn't do. Yeah, I got like one after another. A lot of it has to do with artificial intelligence. This is gonna be a fun show. There's a lot of kooky things that we gotta get to. So I hope you buckled up. Hi again. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jacob Israel. I do all sorts of things. I take, worldly stories, stuff that's going on or they say is going on in the world, and I find kind of a spiritual meaning to it, something that can empower you and encourage you. Because honestly, that's the only thing that matters in the grand scheme of things. This temporal world, I got news for you. Everybody physically dies, but we are more than we've been told. And the whole point of this channel is to help people to find that more. And I got a hint for you. It's called God. But man likes to play God. Yeah, they want to rule as gods, right? Yeah. Got emperors everywhere right now. We have hey, an AI artist just decided to take all these statues of Roman emperors and turn them into very lifelike pictures. So this is what they would look like in real life, like this. It's interesting, this new technology. It's kooky, right? Of course, you've seen a million of the deepfakes all over the place. It's a spooky tool to be in the hands of people, because who knows? One day somebody could just take me and make me say goofy things that I would never say. Because if it doesn't have to do with love and encouragement, and it doesn't have to do with faith, and it has to do with tearing other people down, and I don't want a part of it, so it's not me, just so you know. So if you see any AI deepfakes of the Jacob, it's not me. Remember that movie Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, right? It was a big bomb. I liked the movie. I did. I don't know. But in that movie, in the beginning of it, it started off with Ryan Reynolds, who was like a top fighter pilot, and he takes on an AI, robot, and of course beats it because he breaks the laws of physics and basically puts his life in jeopardy and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, in that movie he won, but that was a movie. I just shared on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, will you follow me? Because I'm starting to share a lot more there. Will you? There's a link below. There's a link for everything in the description. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, please do. All right. Also subscribe to the channel, and thank you for everything that you do for helping the channel grow. By liking and subscribing and sharing. It's very important. But there was a huge event, okay? So they basically put on this event between a bunch of different companies like Lockheed Martin and other AI companies, and all of them battled to see who has the best AI fighter pilot. And then the winner of that would go against, a real fighter pilot. It was an F-16 Viper fighter pilot jet, and guess what happened? Guy got beaten in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes flat, done. He was done. It wasn't even a competition. So AI is so much more advanced. So this is a big deal, because we expected this to happen, but it really happened very quickly. And DARPA's behind all of this, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency's Alpha Dogfight trials. That's what they were called. Beat a top F-16 fighter pilot in all 5 rounds in less than 2 minutes. It wasn't even a competition. AI, right? Spooky. You want to talk about spooky? Let's talk about that new polymer. right? You know, Elon Musk, he's been talking for a long time about how AI is going to rule the world, AI is going to take over, it's the biggest threat that we face, you know? And so he's creating neural links so that we can keep up. So like basically our brains and AI can merge into one. It's called transhumanism. The next stage of human carnal evolution, right? Trying to be infinite in this mortal meathead body. I got news for everybody. There's a reason why we physically die. It's a blessing. God is not going to allow us to continue to fight on Twitter and attack people and have riots and all sorts of crazy stuff. It's not the way life is meant to be. We are at our source, at our core, we are more. We are love and truth. And the problem is we've been fed a bunch of nonsense lies and we believe it, and we ate of the wrong tree. We just ate of the wrong tree. So what do we have to die now? Because otherwise we'd be like infinitely struggling and infinitely suffering. And that's not fun. That's not fun. Does that stop all of those gabillionaires from wanting to live forever because they got no faith in anything but what they, what they can buy or what they can steal from other people? Because we know how corrupt these big gabillionaires can be. He got like millions and millions and millions and millions, and he just got like $1.5 billion for SpaceX. So you get all these handouts from the government, right? All these big businesses. Think about Amazon. How much money did they get as handouts? How much did they get? And what do we get, right? What do we get? Come on, give me a break, people. It's a corrupt system. It's Egypt, and that's why it's coming to an end. Go see my videos about the plagues of Egypt. I got another plague I got to talk about soon, and I'll get to it. But it looks like Elon's dream of neural lace has just got one step closer. It's called, I don't even want to pronounce it. You look at the word right there. Look at that word. That's what it's called. That's a dumb word. That's a dumb word with what's going on in the world today, to be calling your polymer that's going to allow human brains and AIs to merge. Yeah, I'll just call it PADAT. That's what we'll call it instead of the way we want to call it. But the discovery has led to this new polymer that allows humans to integrate with electronics. This is spooky. It was announced at the American Chemical Society this fall, 2020. It was an event that, because here's the thing, right? So they try to merge it. They have to use metal. They've used gold. They've used silver. But it scars the brain. It scars the brain. Then the electrical impulses can't pass. But this polymer is going to make everything different. It's poly 3,4 ethyl dioxylphosphine sulfataphosphatase PADAT, or the other one. It can interface with electronic components without scarring. So that's another story I wanted to cover. Strange, right? Artificial intelligence. I wish that we all had some intelligence to start living our life a little bit better. Hey, Microsoft, this was another thing that I thought was just interesting. They have this flight simulator, and you can go on and you can basically travel the world and fly around. You can see everything. They used Bing's, all that tracking stuff and all the satellite images, and then there's an AI program that basically just makes this, this virtual reality where you can go in and fly around. And guess what? They found a huge monolith in Australia. Oh yeah. They're all saying, all hail the spire. A year ago, what happened was they were making changes. You know how you can make changes, you can go in and you can edit things. Well, they made a change and there was a mistake, and it resulted in this. That's a huge monolith, right? We know all about that. 212 stories high, and it's weird. You know what else is weird? Is the fact that everybody's hanging out at some monster's island. Yeah, this disgusting, horrible human being. Oh Lord, will you bring all these terrible people? Will you expose them and will you bring them down? This is the year. It's gonna. We have to hear about more of these people. We need them to be revealed. Lord, don't let the powerful people continue to, do the horrible things that they're doing to our loved ones, to our little ones. It's like, God, you got to do something, right? And I believe that all this corruption and all this stuff is going to be revealed. I think we just need to give it some time. But, of course, what is everybody doing with the flight simulator, right? They're hanging out at the island. I don't know. I just think it's very strange. But the big tweet about this monolith in the flight simulator is all hail the monolith, right? Just like all the towers that we see everywhere, the Washington Monument, all these obelisks, all this kooky magic nonsense. I don't know, but I do know that I love you all, and I feel like I want to give you all more. I feel like I want to share more. I want to talk about more. I want to get more programs out to you. So I'm going to try to do a little shorter versions here and there, maybe on the weekends. Try to come to you before I got to go to work. I got to go to work now. I got to go to work now. Hey, by the way, did you see there's an astronaut, some Russian cosmonaut? He was up on the space station and he wanted to film the Aurora Borealis. And guess what happened? He saw a space visitor. Yeah, he saw a huge craft. It's very cool. Take a look. Whether any of that is real or if it's something that was created here on the planet, I don't know. I don't have the inside scoop to anything, but I do know that there is more. And I do know that if you don't have faith right now, you're going to be in for some trouble. And I don't mean faith like as in, everything's going to be terrible. I mean like faith in more. Faith that everything's working together for the good. Faith that if God be for you, who can be against you? Don't forget, when in the book of Revelation, in Revelation chapter 16, I talked about this in one of my Plagues of Egypt videos, right? Because we had that 16 cycle, the 16-day cycle, the signal from space that was repeating every 16 days. Almost a repeated message, and I talked to you all about the plagues that were going to be poured out, and then we have all this interesting things. But you got to remember something: God seals those. It's sealed with a promise. If you're loving, if you're forgiving, if you're seeking more, if you're praying, if you're helping others, if you're being compassionate, if you're not tearing down people, if you're not attacking people, if you are seeking first the kingdom of God, you're going to be okay during these trying times, and the times are going to get more trying. Right? And they're going to get more interesting. So you got to buckle up and you got to enjoy the ride, because I promise you, if you have faith, you're going to be okay. God delivers his people. He may put them through some hard times, right? We may have to go through some tough times, because that stuff produces patience and endurance and godly wisdom that can only come through the trying and the testing of your faith. One of the apostles said, look, consider not this fiery trial. Don't consider it as something that's terrible and devastating, but understand that it's all working together for the good. That your present suffering right now, what you're going through right now, when you're looking at the world and you're so scared, it's nothing going to be compared to the glory that's going to be revealed in you afterward. So seek the truth, be excited, know that I love you, and thank you for sharing and telling your friends and liking and commenting and do all that great stuff. And I'm sorry that this was such a rush show, but I got to get to work. So I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.